do it. These are your top 5 games on YouTube that are trending. We're going to go over all 5. We're going to do all the freaking numbers for all of these games. We're going to show you how they're trending in terms of search. We're going to be taking a look at their prospects moving forward and discussing, if you're a streamer or YouTuber, how effectively these games could potentially grow your channel, how you could latch onto them, and or if you're a player, is this game going to die? Are these servers going to go down? Probably not with these top 5 trending games. Surprising trending game number 1 is Garena Free Fire. If you guys are not already familiar, this is a game that's arguably bigger than Fortnite. It's bigger than almost any other game out there right now, and it's poised to take over all of YouTube because of the international popularity of this game. As a resident full-time mobile gaming streamer, Perrin, what is Free Fire and how the heck is this game on the top 5 trending games list across above all of the classics our North America audience would be familiar with?
Free Fire is the mobile battle royale game, like the premier one. It's the one that everybody plays, the most accessible. And as you can see, I mean, even in the past 12 months or so, it's been going up. And we've gone over this in a previous episode, but it's great to bring back up where it came from in 2020. And Free Fire had 72 billion views on YouTube in 2020. And this game is only going to blow up even more. It's the most accessible battle royale game for everybody who likes Fortnite but doesn't have a great PC to play it. And the rest of the world, they're playing Free Fire, and that's why it's huge. The concept of battle royale blew up in the past 10 years, and this is where most people were able to play it.
That makes sense. And just really quick, according to this report from the head of gaming at YouTube, Free Fire got more watch time in 2020 than Grand Theft Auto 5 and Fortnite. So Ross, what do you think this tells us about the future of YouTube and which sorts of games are going to be trending? Because I think this is an indicator of a huge shift in what's going to be big on YouTube and what's not. What are your thoughts?
I agree with you. I think it's going to continue shift like we've been talking about for the past year. It's going to continue shift in the mobile. What are you seeing? You kind of got me excited a little bit there.
That's it. I mean, this mobile game is bigger than the quote unquote biggest games in the entire world. And most importantly, one thing I'd want to point out here with Free Fire is that it has got huge international audience, because so many people around the world in India and the Philippines and other emerging markets do not have consoles. They don't have PCs. They don't have the money to play these sorts of games necessarily because they don't have thousands of US dollars to buy these games. You're seeing huge popularity in these emerging markets. Let's pull it up on the screen. This is something for everybody out there to take note of. Look at the top countries for this game. This is the number 3 game on YouTube: Nepal, Indonesia, Vietnam, Bolivia, Brazil. These are the countries that are growing gaming. This is not our opinion. These are straight up facts, y'all. And we got 4 more mind-blowing games on our top 5 trending games list that you probably haven't thought of. Third of. Let's play the ad. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
Next game on the list that you have at third of is Minecraft. And it's interesting, Perrin, before the show, we were talking about, we were going down YouTube and trying to find some Minecraft footage to show. And it was interesting because you were kind of going down, and you're familiar with, a lot of different streamers. You're like, I've never heard of any of these Minecraft streamers, and they're getting millions and millions and millions of views. So I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that Minecraft is on the list. I think the question's now, how long into the future can Minecraft keep this up? And should that still be the top go-to game for streamers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in that example, we were going down just a YouTube search Minecraft to see who was getting all the views. And there's so many new creators just getting millions and millions of views. And it's been this way for many, many years now. Minecraft is not going away anytime soon. It has a soft spot in a lot of gamers' hearts. And it's been around long enough now that it can hit kind of the nostalgia factor as well, which is a bonus. It can come back in unforeseen ways because of that. And so you can bring back even the old Minecraft and make it like tangible and make it viewable and watchable. So many gamers have grown up watching creators on Minecraft. So many gamers have grown up now from Minecraft. It is here to stay for that reason. And if we look at the numbers on this one as well, when we bring up Minecraft, I mean, Minecraft over time, it has not really waned. It's always been a consistent trend. And if you see, we talked about how big Arena Free Fire was on YouTube search. Minecraft is right there with it, and that's why I wanted to show you these together. Look how they crisscross. Basically, they're the exact same popularity level, although in different spots of the world. But you can see where the growth is. I mean, the growth is not in the US in the top 5. The growth is in different places in the world because Minecraft is accessible on different platforms as well, which also allows it to continue to grow. And it's only going to continue to stay at this big point. Let's take a look at the picture of the data real quick. I want to go back years. Let's go back, 5 years and see how it's done through 5 years. See how it waves in and out. Yeah, we started at a higher point back here in this probably be at 2015 or so, and we've come down a little bit over time. But an overall trend as a game, normally they crash at some point. That has never happened with Minecraft. It is the most stable gaming trend I've ever seen
of all time. It is the most
literally ever.
Yeah, literally ever. Minecraft essentially invented gaming content on YouTube. And the important thing we want to show you guys, for the audio listeners too, right here around 2019 or so, the trend went back up again. So you're seeing big creators with Minecraft jumping on this game again. You're seeing guys like PewDiePie revisit the game. You're seeing guys like Mr. Beast Gaming making entire fresh channels from scratch with millions of subscribers, playing Minecraft all over again in 2020 and 2021. This is a fresh trend that isn't kind of leftovers from the past, a relic of the past. It is on the way back up, and it's not going to slow down. I think this is an ever trend that is here for a 10-year timeline. So people ask, how can you break through with a game like Minecraft if you're a streamer, if you're a creator? And it's all about making unique experiences. And luckily for you, Minecraft is the easiest game there is to make unique experiences because of the amount of mods, because you can completely customize every map. I mean, we have made many channels in the past. I made TGN Minecraft with the team. We just did Minecraft songs that we made for kids in particular. We've also done Minecraft machinimas. We've done Minecraft videos. Here we go. Here's one of the, I mean, it's an older channel. It's inactive at this point, but it had something like, I don't know, 100 million views or something on this channel over time. We built this one over time. And the whole point of sharing this information with you is we built this channel 7 years ago or whatever with one of our partners. And today it's actually even better odds for you to be able to make a Minecraft channel because the trend is going back up. There's new children born every day. And as you guys know, when a child is born in a hospital, what's the first thing you do? No, you don't give them a bottle. You give them an iPad that has Minecraft on it. Back to you, Ross.
That was well played. Next on the list is Roblox. This is interesting because I actually didn't know until about 20 seconds ago that Roblox actually came out in fall of 2006. I had no idea that it was that old. But when I was searching for that AWOL, here's a fun little tidbit, and very ironic that we're talking about this right now, is Roblox was supposed to go public in 2020. The explosive trading debuts of Airbnb and DoorDash, they kind of rethought those plans. So after postponing the IPO, they've raised $520 million from investors in a private funding round. The deal gave Roblox a $29.5 billion valuation, and it goes...
I'm sorry, how many billions? How many billions was that valuation?
29.5, and now you will be able to buy stocks for it starting tomorrow.
Well, are you serious?
Turn of events. Yeah, I'm going to post the link in our little Discord here.
Wow, that is not... This is not investment advice, but no, 29 billion. Do you guys remember how much Bethesda was bought for? Wasn't it 7 or 9 billion?
7
billion. So the estimated value of Roblox, the company that made Roblox here, is what, 400% more. So this tells you if they have this $500 million in the bank to essentially develop content, and they're going to go IPO and investors can come in here and feed more money into this. Look at how this trend has been going up, up, up over time, over the course of 5 years. You guys want to look at something that is like an anomaly? Maybe we've never seen anything like this before. Perrin, have you ever seen a game increase in popularity for 5 years straight on YouTube? Look at this line on the screen. This is the craziest trend ever, dude. break this
Yeah.
down for our audience. I mean, most audience members probably are thinking Call of Duty and they're thinking these Fortnite and like traditional gaming franchises. This, you're looking to build a channel, you want something that's on the way up, and that's some juicy 45-degree angle numbers right here. Break this down for us, buddy.
Yeah, so normally a gaming trend, any other game that would come out, or single player game, even a multiplayer game, it has a spike trend. I'll see if I can draw it here. It looks something like this. It goes up, you got your launch trend, and then it goes womp down. All right. Every single time. It looks like a wave or a reverse wave. We call it the trend spike. And that happens with every single gaming trend. Even Minecraft had this to a degree, except it plateaued instead of cratering at the end, and then it grew and dipped and grew and dipped. I've never seen a trend like this where from the beginning, over a course of 5 years time, it just goes up and it never goes down. I mean, there's periodic times where like you have decreases and everything, but over time, it's always trending up. The fact that this game was launched this many years ago and it's still trending that much up, I mean, this is possibly one of the most lucrative trends for any content creator online, because I've never seen anything like this. And it makes sense with the way that the game is designed. It has infinite possibilities. Users and gamers can make their own games within it and have other people play it. So you're only going to see that infinite creativity, that infinite possibility have more and more and more juice in terms of search SEO. And creators have noticed this. It's already made tons of successful creators. Ross and I were looking down through the list today, and there's tons of new names in there that I've never heard of. They get millions and millions of views. Keep in mind, as a creator, when you're making content, most of the search interest is coming from younger kids, and they tend to like to watch things repetitively over and over and over again. This is why you see so much search interest. But also, the interest, notice this is something, if we look geographically, it's spread evenly, like all over the world. Not only is it huge in North America, look how much of South America it is. Australia is lit up. Even Russia's lit up. Like the whole EU is lit up. India is lit up.
Even freaking Denmark is getting in on this, baby. Roblox is global. Look how lit up that map is with this game. Wow, this might be out of everything. I want to pick at the end of this, guys, if you're interested. I want to pick out of all 5 top trending games, which one is the hottest trend on YouTube so far based on the numbers that we're looking at here. Roblox, it's like crushing Minecraft and Free Fire. I'm totally surprised that it's crushing Free Fire just as a trend by the numbers, by the books. This so far on this list looks like the hottest game on YouTube to grow a channel. This is crazy, crazy data that we're seeing here.
I mean, this shows that's real quick, Ross.
You're good. Go for it.
The reason it's spread this wide too is really accessible via mobile. I mean, my daughter just started playing over the weekend. You can just download it on iPad, and one of the biggest things is it's free. You just download it for free and play it. Like there's in-game like Roblox you can get as a microtransaction, but you can play all the games for free. So there's no barrier to entry at all. It can be played anywhere with no cost, and that is one of the biggest reasons why it's growing so exponentially.
That totally makes sense. Go ahead, Ross.
Let's shift gears to a game that is the youngest on our list, actually. It's only about 9 months old. I'm talking about Valorant. Since we don't have much historical data to go on because of its young age, I guess the question is, how do we figure that Valorant is going to maintain its steam going through 2021 at such a young age?
I think Valorant is super interesting. Number one, obviously it's backed by Riot Games, and Riot Games is known as Riot Game for a long time because they only had one successful title, and they know that they needed to move from League of Legends to other titles in order to be a successful company moving forward. There were rumors that they were working on a first-person shooter for like 7 or 8 years to perfect it and to get it in a super polished state prior to launch. And so that's why when Valorant dropped, everybody played it and they're like, okay, this game is amazing. It was sort of like Overwatch in that regard, where they didn't launch it half-baked, or they didn't even give people beta access half-baked. They just straight up gave them a fully polished, full amazing experience right out the gate. And as we know, there has been this big market for super hardcore first-person shooters like Counter-Strike that's existed for over 15 years. and there hasn't been a player that's come in this hardcore, like, one-shot kill style, first-person shooter, Twitch shooter, you know, aimbot type shooter where there's no bullet sponginess. There hasn't been a major player that's come in and disrupted this space since basically Counter-Strike 15 years ago. So this space was ripe for the picking for a new, cool, fresh IP, and that's exactly what they did here. Valorant is on trend. As you can see on the screen here, it combines anime culture with sort of a cyberpunk near sci-fi look, and this is kind of makes it something cooler and fresher and more interesting than an ancient game like Counter-Strike. But yet it still has a lot of the hardcore elements that kept that player base engaged for a long time. I predict that Valorant will be a trend that will be a 10-year trend. Riot Games has to invest in this in terms of esports. The game is super polished, and I think it's going to be around for the long term. It's trending right now, and I think the squeeze on this one is going to be determined by how successful the esports scene is for Valorant to propel its growth and popularity over time. That's what we saw with League of Legends, and a big reason why League of Legends really took off and became that mega title that lasted for the ages. Can Valorant do that? Are people willing to watch a first-person shooter like this for extended periods of time and stay engaged in it and from an esports perspective for a long time? And I predict that they will, and here's why. Valorant does one thing that most other first-person shooters haven't done from an esports and viewers perspective, and you can tell what's going on the screen. Like, it's that simple. Like Overwatch, you have no idea what's going on the screen. There's too much crap flying everywhere. Valorant, they have minimized the graphics and the style and everything that's happening to maximize frame rates and to maximize you actually being able to understand what the hell is even happening. That makes Valorant a really strong title, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on this, Andrew Perrin? By the numbers.
By the numbers. I'm glad you asked. So this one's interesting. You remember that spike I told you before and how it normally crashes afterwards? Check this out. Massive and this much of like an incline, like it's like straight up. Clearly, this concept was a hit from the get-go. And then instead of ever crashing, like you have this point where it's about to crash. And I'm not sure what they did here at this point. And when is this?
That's COVID-19, dude. That's when COVID-19 dropped.
COVID-19?
Yeah.
That's the COVID bump right there. Yep.
So this game got a lot more active because of COVID, almost straight back up again. It was going to be a typical gaming trend, got reinvigorated due to COVID. And now you see it kind of dwindling down. Here's the thing, though. At this point, the game was not launched. Correct me if I'm wrong here, guys. And
no, it was in this like pre-launch kind of like they're putting a sticker on it. Like we're not done with the game, but it's basically a perfect game, but we're not done with its status for an extended period of time.
They're keeping it in that flux so that they can keep the excitement of announcing that it's launched, right? And now look where we're at today. Look at it coming back up for another steep incline. I think it started out early. I mean, obviously, an initial round of FPS gamers really liked it, and it just keeps getting more and more popular. I think the question mark here is, how will Epic Games bring esports to it? Because that is what's going to skyrocket this game's popularity. It's being set up as a really, really entertaining esport. It's got all of the high skill FPS elements to it. It is a really, really nice hybrid of Overwatch and Counter-Strike. And it's like you said, AWOL, it's much more easy to watch visually. Even if I've never played Valorant, and I never have, I can still watch a stream and still be thoroughly entertained by it and understand what is high skill and what is not very, very quickly. So the only thing about this game is it is predominantly PC, I believe. And so we don't see the accessibility like what's blowing up the other titles on the map. This is going a whole different route. This is probably the most deviant item on the list because it doesn't have that accessibility factor. Despite that, look at the spread of popularity around the world. I mean, you don't have as many of these dark blue areas. You have one right in here. But it's spread almost everywhere. So there is definitely a worldwide interest in this, which means huge interest in esports, by the way. But the accessibility factor is not as much there, but that seems to not matter so much. And in fact, like I said, even if you don't play the game, you can still be interested in watching it and have fun enjoying the esports experience, which I think will make up for that factor.
That totally makes sense. Guys, This list has been mind-blowing so far. I hope you guys have seen one game that you guys weren't expecting. I know y'all were not expecting Roblox, all right? And you might not have been expecting Valorant. Look, this is just by the numbers. Ross, do we have any more games to share with them? Hopefully we're opening their minds to trying out new stuff. I think a lot of people get stuck mentally on, okay, I'm going to stream and I'm going to create content about this one game, or I'm going to play this one game and that's it. We're hoping to open your thinking and expand your mind a little bit to all of the possibilities of what's happening out there and explain why a lot of these games are doing well. And really quick, one of the reasons why all of these games that we have on the list are doing well is they have those common attributes that big games have. What is that? Massive marketing budget and unlimited content potential. Minecraft has modding out the yin yang, unlimited potential. Valorant has PvP and esports, unlimited potential. Roblox is literally a marketplace for fresh versions of the game, unlimited potential. Free Fire is a PvP online battle royale game, unlimited potential. You can make unlimited content about all of these games, and they have a fat bankroll to back all the popularity of all of them at the drop of a hat. Those two factors are the most important factors for making any game trend on YouTube over time. Back to you, Ross.
Yes, and before we go on to our fifth game, we do want to thank everybody watching right now on Twitter, on Facebook, on D Live, and Trovo. We're streaming to all those platforms right now with the click of a button using Restream.io, our amazing sponsor that we have loved long before we decided to work with them. There is a link in the comments right now. You can go get 30% off your first month using Restream.io. Start streaming to every platform and stop focusing on just one. Build your audience up everywhere. Next one on the list, our number 5, our last one. It's not much of a surprise, but it needs to be on the list because of what's going to be coming with it. And it's still popular. We're obviously talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 because it seems like Grand Theft Auto 5 is the only game that makes every single gaming list ever made about any topic whatsoever. You can find Grand Theft Auto 5 on there, and this is going to be no different. So why is Grand Theft Auto, after 7 years or 8 years at this point, still trending so hard? And why is it going to be in 2021 still beating out all of these games? Well, I think, guys, one of the and I want to get your opinions on this too. I think one of the things that we have to heavily consider is in the second half of 2021, Rockstar's already announced that they're going to be releasing updated graphics, exclusive content for next gen, or I guess current gen now, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. Anytime that you have a game like Grand Theft Auto that without all of that is still trending after 8 years, and then you go and you pump it full of steroids on an entirely new console generation, it's going to be in the top trending list. And we have it at number 5 right here. I'm interested to see at the end of the year, your predictions right now, where will Grand Theft Auto be on the top 5 list?
Really quick, let's just look at the actual Google Trends here. We have Typical Gamer on the screen, by the way, friend of the show. We used to work with him over at TGN, and we watched him grow up from a baby YouTuber to now gazillions of subscribers. He's getting 60 million views per month, and he built his channel from scratch when this game launched on YouTube to become, I would say, the king of YouTube gaming live streaming. And so I just want to share him as an example of this game made the biggest live streamer on YouTube happen. 60 million views per month right now, guys. He's making so much money and he's so successful. Tip of the hat to him. But by the numbers, Perrin, how is Grand Theft Auto looking as a trend right now? And let's just, yeah, like Ross said, let's predict how much it'll go up, or whether it's just going to wobble when these next gen updates come up.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at the trend from, this is a 5-year time span, and it is generally consistently going down.
It's such a slow rate.
But it's a very, very slow rate. And it gets reinvigorated here and there by different things. Most noticeably this year, the bump in GTA RP due to the modifications made to the no pixel role-playing server. And that brought, many of the biggest streamers right now are playing Grand Theft Auto 5, which is, and I actually, surprisingly, I thought this bump would be a little bit bigger, a little bit more consistent due to that. We all got really interested in watching, creators do GTA 5 roleplay, but it looks like they might be cutting back on that in a little while because the trend went back down pretty quickly afterwards. So you have a trend here that is able to get reinvigorated for small moments of time, but it is on an overall decline, albeit quite slow decline over time. So I also think you've got a sentiment out there for console players, for PC gamers alike, making jokes about Rockstar Games. You know, how many years are we just going to get Grand Theft Auto 5 again? I think we're starting to get some impatience where we want a new game, Rockstar. We want something. Stop milking Grand Theft Auto 5 for all it's worth. We're getting to this point now where it's quite clear, I think, that Grand Theft Auto 5 is not going to be this long-lasting forever trend. The Grand Theft Auto series is, but Grand Theft Auto 5 as a particular title is starting to wear thin, and we are starting to want a new entry into the series completely. And Rockstar might need to consider that. Although I would say there's probably another couple of years to milk on this trend if they wanted to. And the next gen console reinvigoration, it will be a small spike. It will be what you see here with GTA 5 no pixel server, which is this particular bump. It will look exactly like that bump. The push to next gen console and the new updates will look entirely like that. Small 1 to 3 months max of an increase in the trend before it goes back down to its normal level.
That totally makes sense. And I want to point out, though, even if Grand Theft Auto continues to decline over time, there are still so many new eyeballs that are coming in to check out this game from scratch every single month. When you look at the sales data on this game in UK, on PlayStation, on Xbox, and on PC, the game is still selling like hotcakes. It's still in like the top 10 best-selling games every month, basically, since it launched. So if you guys are concerned about if you're a streamer or you're a YouTuber or you're looking at getting new audience for this game, there's people buying this new game like hotcakes, exceeding basically other games that like just launched. They may launch and surpass Grand Theft Auto for like a couple weeks, and then GTA 5 just comes back up and it just keeps selling copies like hotcakes. So there are fresh eyeballs that are hitting the market for this game nonstop, even if the trend's search popularity continues to slowly decline over time, making it a super trend. I think GTA 5, just GTA 5 itself, not even GTA 6, will be a very popular game for the next 5 to 7 years. You might find that hard to believe. It will still be popular 5 to 7 years from now, and you could make a full-time living off of just covering that game 7 years from now, even after GTA 6 comes out. Seriously. That's how many people are embedded in this game, are loving it, and there's opportunities along the way. Even after GTA 6 comes out, there's going to be this whole community of people that just has nostalgia for GTA 5, probably millions of people. You could milk that. It's such a mega cultural trend and icon on the internet that it's just going nowhere. It's going freaking nowhere. Solid rock on here. So, Ross, do we want to make determinations about what we think is the hottest trend out of this top 5? What do you think, buddy?
I do, but first, I just want, just for shits and giggles, how many units in 2020 do you think GTA 5 sold?
In 2020?
Last year.
I don't know, 2 million. 2 million, what is my guess? 2 to 3 million? What do you think, Perrin?
I guess like 5 million, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a high number.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cute. 20 million.
No!
It was their second biggest year as far as sales for GTA 5 since it released in 2013. So now imagine when everybody is able to actually get a next gen console and they release new content on there. I think we could see another 15 million this year.
What? GTA sold 20 million units in 2020. It sold better than Cyberpunk 2077 did last year, and that was like the big game launch. Oh my gosh, GTA is such a cash cow.
140 million units sold since its release, and 20 million of that came in 2020. That's just a stupid number. That's just stupid.
I don't know, man. That might change my choice. That's in terms of what the most trending game is.
That's why I wanted to mention it. So yeah, let's dive into this. Perrin, how do you think this is going to play out with these 5?
What do I think is the most trending game? What am I answering here?
Yeah, what is the hottest trending game out of the top 5 we did? What is the hottest smoking? Like you touch that thing, it's liquid hot magma. It's burning you alive. That's how hot the trend is out of this top 5.
I think I'm going to have to go with Free Fire, having played it, having a little bit of inside knowledge into the community and the viewers, at least on Facebook Gaming. That game is going nowhere but up for sure. Considering it's in the billions of view category in 2020, I think, if we're looking at this report from the head of gaming on YouTube, I think we see Roblox is the only one that comes even close to denting Minecraft. I think we see it go from 75 billion views to like 130 to even maybe 140 billion views, almost double. Sorry, I'm looking at Roblox here. Well, it's pretty much the same number anyway, but 72 billion views to double that to like 140. I think we'll see that much of an increase. It is, unless battle royales suddenly don't become a thing and something unseats them, which I don't foresee that happening in 2021. Battle royales are still king on the internet in terms of the content that most gamers want to watch, and that is going to be my pick.
Ross, what's your pick?
This is tricky. As far as trending and as far as popularity goes, I'm going to go Minecraft just because it's already there. And that's, I mean, nobody else is even halfway to where Minecraft is. But as far as which game is going to see the highest upward trend, I agree with Perrin. I'm going to go with Korean or Free Fire.
Wow. You guys are going with that. I'm going to have a shocker of a pick here. My pick is Roblox. It's out of all of these trends, it's the only one that is still consistently just going up, 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 and has only been going up for the past 5 years. And given that they've got this big IPO you mentioned a moment ago, and that they are worth over $20 billion with this IPO, Roblox's future, we have just seen the tip of the iceberg with Roblox's popularity right now. I think Roblox is the hottest game on YouTube by far. I think Free Fire's on the way out. It's dipping back down. It's still a mega trend. It's dipping back down, and it will be dipping back down. Roblox is still on the way up. It could be potentially 3 to 5 years before we see the peak of Roblox. And one thing that's really interesting about Roblox is it does hit that mobile gaming trend and international trend we've been talking about. It's a super ultra mega title. Anyway, I think any of these games are viable, to be honest. Ross, get us the hell out of here.
Yeah, honorable mention to Battlefield 6. We originally did have it on our list, but it's not coming out until the end of 2021. And it's going to be a huge splash trend because there's a lot of new features coming out with the game. So definitely be on the lookout for that. However, we could not include it in the list. Also, I'm posting in the comments, go sign up for our giveaway. We're giving away some really cool crap. A lot of really high production studio stuff, microphones, mixers, Restream.io license and TubeBuddy Legend license. We're giving that all away. We'll be back tomorrow. See you guys.